Bangma Wabawacho Wachne. Koro is confirmed you are going to be the director, Mass Social Program, if he's my president. But in Onire, because you are here, and Honorable MUSALIA Mudavadi is also here, there is no bigger honor that you can do to Dalmas Otieno Molo. If you look at the young people here, they are comrades here. Wamejaa hapa sana comrades wa university wako hapa. Because we have got affordable housing program, Bwana MUSALIA Mudavadi, together with Raymond Omolo, I wanted to request that in the affordable housing program, I talked about this with the president, but I wanted to ask you also to get this message to him. May we build a modern student hostels in Rongo University that can be able to accommodate more students and grow that university further so that our students here can have cheaper housing. On the issue of roads, I want to confirm, as chair of Roads, Transport and Housing in the Senate, Nindarama Aburo Wachoka Ndini, Ka Poka Biroka, Ase Wogi CS Marndara. More confirm na, Nindara no Endo, Ose Kete 300 million, Odi Woka, to the Dede, to the Nyakarapogi, Pota Wikangesoka. Tontie nderni wabende angeyo, manawadhi kajotela wate, kwa bedo nyagi governor yako, mua kwayo, ndara moboke abura adwa confirm ni ndara no endo bende, osekete pesa, 300 million en bende. Mano boke nyarachi. Ntie ndara mari yosir, madhi a university, machak dhinya kachamgi wadu, Suna East Kocha. Ndara no bende, osebedo confirmed, osekete 300,000 contracted on the road. Katieko, I just want to tell our people, Jadalawa, wane sirikandni, baba nana na mabor, samoro kada kivi kao pesa niye bank, tiyonge gia idi mari, to nyisi ni gol kopi mar kipande, ti gol kopi mar kipande, dongi mi pesa, wan bende, kada wada nyoka ndigi fotokopi, wachunguru gi sirikandni ndi mutegno, mondo mi wan bende, dongro ko bikor wakaendi. President has been very good to our community. Nitie projects wale moka nya kwano ka, wachungu gi president, mondo mi tucho kaendi bende, odongi. Siasa ma 2027, wabogo kwa chopo kuno, to ngamo ochung kodoma ko baro ka president, wambo wabo chungo, mondo wadhi urumbele. Kao kamano, yena uru mona luong, weno modong. Ero kamana enya.
Ero kamana hinya. Ero kamana hinya. Asante sana, asante sana, asante sana. Asanteni sana. Jorongo we. Migori. Asante sana, asante sana. Bas. Adwaro kwayo ngono matin ne deputy governor seche ma commotion nitie ka emergency wuotho mang'eny. Deputy governor no ka rusa odok ei tich Migori county kocha. Orwako ngono mokwayo no. Ero kamano. Koro gimane timore matin, bishop emano kwayo rusa to kanisa nitie ka. Muhili mar marehemu nitie ka, omiyo bishop okne oketho chokruogni to bishop ochung'ne tije mang'eny. Bishop kende mowuok, uneno ka wan gi padri mang'eny, family bende pod nitie ka. Allow me to request the first lady of Migori County, kwa sababu yeye ni mzaliwa hapa, aje hapa onekane yako kwao. Madam karibu fuanejo purugi, ayeti dog na dog.
I will read on the protocol that is already established. I know I have visited the family. I was there when Nze passed on, and we are part of the team that waited for Mama Dorothy to come. But allow me to pass my condolences again to the family. Thank you very much for the work you have done. Thank you for the support you have given Chairman, even as he led the team. We are very, very grateful. For me, I think I've learned a lot from this funeral. Number one, we should have political love. Ya jaturo akwa ni jo siasa wa obed no erore ber koso rach. Giherre mondo wabed gi kwe nikech sama giherore eka gik moko losore. Okabiloso mang'eny nikech ang'eni dakika osedhi to kendo akwau ni sani watimo treatment mar fistula Migori. Ka ing'e ng'ata manigi fistula, ng'ama nigi fistula en ng'ama nigi shida e oko matin kata oko maduong' mawuok koko nyal geng'o. Kwa uge ng'ama kamano to kuyie to odhi Migori mondo wathiedhe. Arwako we dala warongo ka beduru gi kwe mwatimo maber wagoero kamano motime marach ung'wonwa. Ero kamano.
Ero kamano First Lady kuom weyo machuok. Mwakilishi wa rais kwa mazishi ya leo, ndugu yetu Bwana Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, mwakilishi wa baba Daktari Oburu Odinga, Senator, Senior Legislator, Professor ambayo ni profesa, alikuwa mjumbe, alikuwa waziri, akawa senator, akawa governor, na Dr. Raymond Omolo ambayo anasimamia ulinzi na usalama hapa. Mimi nitasema machache alafu nitawaalika au wageni wetu ambayo wametufanyia. Kwanza nataka kuwashukuru hawa. Nataka kumshukuru Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, wakati nilimfikishia habari kwamba Dalmas ambayo is his age mate had passed on, Baba was touched and he drove to the home of the late Dalmas and sat there and mourned, just like Jesus mourned his friend Lazarus. We were together with him. I did not know that I would serve as the chair of the committee, but the family and Baba said I should, and I felt directed. So when I was seated there, mimi nilikuwa kama mwenyekiti wa hii sherehe together na Governor Evans Kidero. Ndio maana hata leo ile ya kusema inanishinda. I communicated the same information to His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. He was touched, and he has been of immense use and support to this process. And all of us, let us wave in thanks and salutation to His Excellency the President and His Excellency Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Tulipata support kutoka kwa mgeni Speaker, Honorable Right Speaker Moses Wetangula. Tulipata support ya kutosha kutoka kwa Raymond Omolo. Tulipata support ya kutosha kutoka CS Mbadi, Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, Gladys Wanga, na tulipata support ya kiasi ya kutosha kutoka Governor Orengo na all the members of the committee who are here. Mimi nitasema hivi na nitaisema kwa Kijaluo. An kako uchilo jimang'enyo kong'eyo ni Dalmas mawakoni ne watna. Kendo Dalmas mane wakoni ne osomo gi baba na nisomo Rapogi School igni mang'eny mokadogo. To ka baba na notieko klas 12 miluongo ni Form 4, baba na ne en achiel kuom Form 1s mokuongo Cardinal Otunga High School. Ae to Dalmas ne oluong Rapogi High School. To Rapogi High School was incubated at Cardinal Otunga or Mosocho as it was then. The same way Kanga High School was incubated at Rapogi. Baba na kane nitiere Form 1, Dalmas bende ne nitiere Form 1, kendo ne giromo, kendo ne ging'ere, to kendo ne gin osiepe maber kabisa. Koro mar ariyo, kachung' ka ajosako untere. Josako man ka ofuane ka. Abiro ka kaka wat nikech Dalmas en okewa, an wad nergi anatiere ka, omiyo wawito okewa marauma kabisa. Okewa ni nokao tekrewa kaka josakwa, ae gimedo gi rieko mar joka magambo. Josakwa gin roteke, to joka magambo gin jok mariek. Joka magambo untere. Joka magambo Fuanauru kama untiere joka magambo ane luet joka magambo mantiere ka. Erokamano. Koro an Dalmas ne wan gi tudruok maber mar siasa, ne wang'e kaka wapiem, to kendo an adonje bunge ka Dalmas osebede bunge 2 terms, to an adonje mokwongo. Kendo the policies I was implementing were the same policies that I learned from him, and many people who do not know will not know until I tell them. I want to say this. Mheshimiwa Dalmas loved education, supported education, and part of the celebration we are doing today is in support of education, in appreciation of the education that is supported. Mimi wakati niliingia bungeni nilikuwa kijana 28 years old, kama wale vijana walikuwa hapa. Na hata mimi nilikuwa napenda masomo, kwa sababu bila masomo mimi mwenyewe singepata nafasi ya kuwa. Na kwa upenzi wangu, kwa mapendo yangu ya masomo, my love for education, because I did not have resources to pay school fees for the young people who needed it then, this is what I did. I decided to start the day school program. The day schools programs ile nilianzisha hapa Rongo, watu wa Rongo wanazifahamu. Mimi ndio nilirudisha Nyarach Secondary School, nilijenga Nyamuga, mimi ndio nilijenga Kameji, Nyang'ao, mimi ndio nilijenga Rakwaro Mix, Nyamuga, Langarek, Gikamgunda, Dieriko seo kadieri. Wendo kocha, ane manachako Kuoko Dalo, ane manachako Nyakuru, ane manachako Kamiawa, ane manachako Kumulu Rome, ane manachako Malunga, ane manachako Pehil, ane manachako Rabondo, Adieriko seo kadieri. Both of us were implementing the same policy of supporting education. Staki kusema mingi kuliko vile nafasi inaruhusu. Allow me to appreciate Dalmas as a great person. Allow me to appreciate Dalmas as an impactful leader. And I want to ask all members of parliament, if you have ambition to get to higher office, tafadhali tumia platform ya bunge. Tukumbuke sisi zote wakati section 2A was being repealed, Dalmas was a quiet and active participant in that as a member of parliament. Remember in 1997, IPPG, the one that negotiated the birth of ECK, the electoral process, Dalmas was a co-chair of IPPG. Remember when we had CORD, Dalmas was a co-chair. So all of us who are in parliament, bila kusema atao nataka ofisi ingine, tafadhali tumia hiyo nafasi na wewe tuone matunda yako uko hapo. Usije hapa uanze kusema ninga mokoti obedala ibeti yati yakanywa bro. Kamano, allow me to invite PS Omulo aje hapa aseme machache, alafu to invite another guest. PS Omolo karibu, and thank you for your immense support for Dalmas and his family.
Thank you, the Honorable Governor Ochilo Ayako, to the church, the Catholic Church that has presided over this important ceremony as we lay Waziri Dalmas to rest today. Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Affairs, Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, the governors here present, Governor Nyang' Nyong'o, Professor, Governor for Kisumu, the MPs, the family of Mheshimiwa Dalmas. I know that we have had a long day and we have said everything that we wanted to say about the Honorable Dalmas. But I'm sure there is much more that you would have loved to say, but because of time, let me pass my sincere condolences on my own behalf and also on behalf of my colleagues who serve in the executive, I spoke to the Honorable C.S. Wandai this morning. He's out of the country on official duty, and he asked me to convey his condolences to the family of Dalmas. I also spoke to C.S. Mbadi, the CS for Treasury, who is also having a serious engagement with a team from IMF and World Bank, and he also asked me to convey his condolences. But I'm sure that both of them have also had an opportunity to visit with the family during this period of grief. The Honorable Prime Cabinet Secretary, you have honored us with your presence here on behalf of His Excellency the President. And because of the support that we have received from the President, we are giving the Honorable Dalmas a decent send-off. Allow me to just speak to two things, and then I will take back my seat. Number one is that we have been told and we know so much about the life of the Honorable Dalmas. And when you think about it, maybe for those who probably joined politics recently, they might not remember who Dalmas was. But in his story, there is the whole demonstration of what leadership is and of what education can do to an individual and to a society. That the Honorable Dalmas dared to do things that in his time many politicians and many leaders would have not tried. As an accomplished industrialist, as an economist, as someone who understood matters insurance and finance, he set up the BT Insurance, which was supposed to be a finance and eventually a banking institution. Even though he did not realize that dream, but the fact that he dared to do that is something that is worth celebrating, and it's something that is worth emulating, so that not every individual, not every leader has to go into politics, that way beyond being in parliament. We must allow our entrepreneurs, our medics, our teachers to pursue their dream. And that is what His Excellency the President is doing in his administration. That for the first time in the history of this country, we have a leader who is thinking about the country holistically. He's not just addressing the challenges that we have in education. He's not just addressing the challenges on healthcare. He's not just addressing the challenges on food security through agriculture, and many, many other groundbreaking interventions. And because of that, every part of this country feels that they have a government that serves them. That from Turkana to Lamu to Migori to Homa Bay to Kisii to Nyeri, there is something that the administration of President Ruto is doing. And because of that, when we have conversations, the last 1 or so years we've had issues in this country that have been raised, particularly by our young people. And what the President is saying is that for far too long we have been used to average. And what our young people are asking is we must do beyond the average. And that is what President Ruto is doing. And when I see the young people here, you have the comfort and the confidence that you have a leader in the name of President Ruto who is thinking, whether it's in primary, whether it's in secondary, whether it's in universities or our colleges. And we're not just ensuring that our young ones go to school. We are also creating opportunities for employment, whether it's through the affordable housing program, whether it's through digital jobs, whether it is through opportunities for our people to go abroad through the labor mobility program. And that is why I want to appeal to the young people. Any leader who is trying to take advantage of what is perceived as your challenges for scoring cheap points, we must be able to tell them no. kik ja siasa moro bi thurwa ka to dwa ketowa gi siasa moko manono mag kiko it koko waiko wuoyi ma osekelo lokruok ok e thurwa ka kende but e Kenya mzima. So in wuod ng'a midwa biro kelo koko. Professor Nyong'o bedo ka, Senator Oburu bedo ka, Governor Otieno bedo ka, family mar Dalmas ni ka. In siasa mane migoyo ma Nyong'o gini pok ogoyo. En siasa mane migoyo ma Raila Odinga pok ogoyo. So we must call out any form of leadership that is divisive, that is going to take advantage of our youth. Katieko, eni thurwa ka wasebedo gi dongruok maber. Kendo wayudo jatelo modhialo ogandawa. Governor Ochilo kochung' to nyalo nyisi kotudore gi jotelo ma Migori ka, gik ma sirikand President Ruto timo ei Migori ka. Kidhi Homa Bay, the same. Kidhi Kisumo, Governor Nyong'o bro nyisi kotelo na jotelo moyier ei piny Kisumo gik ma President timo. And it's like that across the country. Omiyo, muma wacho ni ka ng'ato osetimo ni maber, to kichul ber gi rach. Emomiyo an gi chir ni ka wachopo sama ji dok e yiero, to duoko President Ruto ok bi bedo tabu e thurwa ka kende Kenya mzima. Ka ok kamano to Nyasaye ogwedhu, wa kwayo kendo walemo ne familia mar Dalmas Anyango. Ni sama koro wakowe kama, ubed gi kwe, ubed gi hoch makende, kendo umed timo gigo mane Dalmas ochung'ne maber. Ero kamano.
Owacho kose ok owacho, ber kose ok ber. En adieri ni President ma Kenya osechung' kodwa motegno. Ei Migori County oselimo wanaji mokadho dibiriyo, to kendo gik motimo kata rongo ka nitiere. Wan gi chirni e Migori County, chiri madhi 18 migero kendo moko medore. Wan gi stadium migero kendo moko medore. Wan gi port madhi nyime, omiyo President osechung' kodwa. An kaka governor maru kwayo duto te masetero osechung', kata barabara ma iwacho ma Mheshimiwa Paula Buoro wacho gi Mheshimiwa Walter wacho, mago mana kony moa ir President. To an kaka governor barabara no nikech ane manem gik moko duto aseneme Dalmas Otieno. That is Dalmas Otieno Road, kwa sababu mimi ndio ni wakunemu vitu hapa Migori County. Mwingine atanemu huko mbele, atanemu wengine. That is done. Mimi nataka kumuomba professor, nataka kukuomba uje hapa. Tunakutambua kama rafiki dhati sana kwa mwenda zake. Professor Peter Nyong'o, nen President mar Makelere Guild, nen osiep Dalmas Otieno, kendo nen mbasne obiro ka wuod Mary ibitime nendo osiep ni kendo mbasni. Karibu.
Thank you very much, my dear friend, Governor Ochilo Ayako. Thank you very much, my dear friend, Prime Cabinet Secretary, MUSALIA Mudavadi, for gracing this occasion and being so patient to listen to all the rambirambis and the speeches all this time. Thank you very much for your time and patience in honoring Dalmas. My friend Ochilo and Mama, thank you very much for your leadership in this county, having been led by Dalmas before you took the leadership of the county. And you have been wonderful in supporting us in making arrangements for the departure of Dalmas as he joins the Lord God Almighty in the everlasting life. I'm going to speak about Dalmas as a friend, as somebody who has been a family friend, and I bring the greetings of my wife Dorothy, who could not come because of a similar tragedy on their side of the family. But about Dalmas in the context of this book here. Quite often we pick up these condolences and stories and life history of a departed in these books, but we don't really look inside and find out why the things written there are written. At the back of the book, there is this phrase, your life, your legacy lives on. How many of you, when you die, an epitaph will be written that your legacy lives on? Do you ever live thinking about your future, what legacy you are going to leave when you pass on? Waswahili wanasema penye nia hapakosi njia. He or she who does not have vision, does not have a purpose, cannot have a road to go there. Penye nia hapakosi njia. If you have a vision, you will have the path to pursue vision. When I met Dalmas Otieno at Makerere in 1968, but Dalmas and I are age mates. He is born in April 1945. I'm born on the 10th of October 1945. My birthday is coming very soon, so please, all you prepare to give me birthday presents in a few days' time. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. So we are age mates. And when we met in Makerere, and funny enough, both of us had interest in student politics. I found Dalmas somebody who I could rely on, we could support each other, and we did wonders. And that foundation that was laid so many years ago has been holding us together all this while. But what I liked about Dalmas is that I have a vision and a purpose in life. Inside here, there's again a writing. When he spoke in the National Assembly, on page 11, I quote, "We are all created in God's image. Nobody was created for nothing. Take keen interest in every person whom you meet, for there is something good in every person." For there is something good in every person. That's Dalmas Otieno. Don't take anybody for granted. I repeat. In every person whom you meet, for there is something good in every person. Now let me talk to these young people here. You have a purpose in life. That purpose in life is first and foremost to take interest in every person that you meet, not in an exploitative sense that you meet somebody and you think what they are going to give to you. Ask yourself, if I work together with this person, if I discuss my problems with him, sincerely, can he or she show me where to go in life? But quite often, we ask the wrong question. What am I going to get from this person? In other words, it is not the person that is valuable, it is your own self-interest. So when you rest like Dalmas has read it today, one will wonder whether you have a legacy in life. Your legacy lives on. Will you have a legacy that will live on? You are dead. Everybody who has spoken here has spoken about Dalmas's legacy, whether what he did, the people he sent to school and so on. But I know one thing about Dalmas' legacy. When Dalmas said to do something, he did his research thoroughly. I remember when he was starting the Tabiti Finance Company, I was in Mexico. But we were communicating, and I supported him. I said, Dalmas, I am going to be the first person to invest in Tabiti Finance. When Tabiti Finance had problems, I remember Paul Gondi, we were discussing with Paul and Dalmas. It is because of the then government which interfered with Tabiti in a way I cannot go into now. But it was not because Dalmas was a failure. The system he was operating in was an awful system, an evil system. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. So I say today, when we come here to say goodbye to Dalmas, Otieno Nyango, please, let us be serious. That the legacy he has left behind is a legacy of vision, of purpose in life. When you do something, you do it with all your might. When Thabiti fell not because Dalmas had failed. I know the reasons why. Government then borrowed too much from Thabiti, and then you couldn't do something because it was greater than you. And we who have been invested in Thabiti finance understood the dilemma Dalmas was in. And we say, fine, all that is lost will one day be gained. May the Lord God Almighty rest his soul in eternal peace. And may I take this opportunity now to invite Uchila Yako, my host. He knew I was going to invite him, so he came. He has a purpose in life. Take this one.
Professor, mimi niko loyal. The second reason Thabiti ran into trouble, because we were in parliament with the professor, na mimi nikawa chair of Public Investments Committee, was the government's directive to all locally owned banks that no public money should be invested in them. That was the directive that time. So all the monies from NSSF, from all these organizations, were taken out of Thabiti and other banks in a rush, and there was no money to run Thabiti. Pole kwa that directive. It was not our directive, it was short-sighted. Allow me to now invite Dr. Oburu Oginga Odinga, the Gen Z of Parliament, youth leader. Karibu, yeye ndio mwakilishi wa baba, na yeye alikuwa rafiki ya Dalmas, na walikuwa najuana vizuri sana. Daktari, uonge na familia na sisi zote.
Yo dala duto maka Dalmas Otieno Anyango, to gi joka jaduong' Anyango duto te, to gi joka Ngeso duto te, to gi joka Magambo duto te, to gi jo Migori duto te, to gi jo Luo duto te, to koda gi jo Kenya duto te. Amoso uduto ni oyawre uru. Yo kanisa marwa maler mar Catholic, mosura neno ka bishop osewuok, tageno ni ubro bedo kodwa nyaka watiek liel jomodong'. To an abiro ka gogutareyo, gogutadek. Mokwongo an senator mathuruka. Mar ariyo awuok kaka jatelo mar joka Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, mane bendo osiep Dalmas Otieno. To kendo tinde ka Jaramogi ane jakom, jomoko wen Raila jakom maduong' en Oburu Oginga mochung' e nyimu ka. To mar adek abiro bende kumiya ote gi brother mara Raila Amolo Odinga. Koro mi an go gut adek kapa chung'eni. Mokwongo achako gi timo mos makende ni jodala ka kuom weto wuod Ndiga, wuod Luo mar Ndiga, wuod Luo mar Ahuma, wuod Luo ma opo Kenya mangima, ong'ere Kenya mangima. An anyalo wachonu ni e kindwa gotieno Anyango ni, kata ndalo mane siasa ger, ma wala rekode enenie kanu to wato wan kocha. Ne wala rekode matek to no wachoga kata en owuon no wachona e kind Oburu to gotieno ok nobed dhaw mora nyaka chieng'. Ma e kindwa kode onge kama ne waseyuare kata mwachwanyre kata wach. I want to say it in English. When Otieno was the Minister of Industry, I went to his office after the 1988 election. He was the Minister of Industry. And when I went to see Otieno, I had one good reason, because we were expanding our company, which manufactures domestic gas cylinders, called East African Spectre Limited. And we wanted to expand and move from the industrial estates to our own premises. We needed money to expand and build the factory. And when I went to the Industrial Development Bank, which was giving the loans, I asked them to give me loan to expand the factory. But they told me, you must speak to Otieno because your father is a politician. That time I was still working with the government. I was a planning officer. Your father is a politician, and Moi must know about it. So I talked to Dalmas. Dalmas told me that Moi must know about it, and let us also talk to Oyugi. We talked together with Oyugi. Oyugi was well known to me because we were age mates with Oyugi. I used to go to Pahil Intermediate School, and Oyugi was going to intermediate school in Luala. We talked, and they agreed. They advised me that I asked Jaramogi to make a single statement saying that he had no problem with Moi, and what we want will be done. So I traveled to Kisumu and asked Jaramogi, please just make a statement that you have no problem with Moi, and we shall get the loan. Jaramogi told me, okay, I will make the statement, but also on condition that they release Raila Amolo Odinga from prison. So when I came back, I told Dalmas and Oyugi that Jaramogi has said that apart from saying he has no problem with Moi, Moi should also agree to release Raila from prison. And they agreed. When they agreed, I came back and told Jaramogi. He came to Nairobi and quickly issued that statement, and within 1 week we had the loan, and within 1 week Raila Odinga was free from prison. Raila was released from prison. I can never forget that. That was a very, very significant contribution. But I also want to tell you, Dalmas was very smart. Politically, we were sometimes on the other side of the divide. But when he came and joined us in 2007 elections, and we were together, he was very, very smart. Within no time, Dalmas was appointed the Minister of Public Service. And Oro Jode, who was my colleague, we joined Parliament the same day, could not excuse our party for making Dalmas Public Service Minister, and he was Assistant Minister. I told him, Ojode, you are still young. Dalmas is older than you. I'm also older than you. I'm also even older than Dalmas. And we came with you to Parliament the same day. Why must you be the one to be appointed? Let Dalmas work. Let him continue to work. And he did a splendid job when he was there. But I want to say, in conclusion, before I read Raila's statement, that our people must know that this government here, where we are in broad-based arrangement, is the best arrangement for us. I have been in arrangement with Moi. I was in arrangement with Kibaki. I was in arrangement with Uhuru. And I can tell you, this is the best arrangement I see. I'm telling you from experience. I'm telling you from experience. We have never had a closer relationship in government than this. So let us work together. Those who are saying Ruto must go, I'm happy now they are saying that they will now mobilize people and remove us from government in 2027. That is the way to go. Let us compete. Our agencies, we have our agencies, they have their agencies. Let us register and become voters. When you are a voter, you have a voice. And if you want to remove Ruto, please do it through the ballot. Why do you want shortcuts? There's no shortcut in the Constitution. We must follow the Constitution. So, Gachagua, please, leave us alone. We don't mind. Do what you like. Register your people. We are also registering. Our youth, please, please register as voters. Let us vote. Wait for 2027 and we'll see what happens. So thank you very much. I would like now to read
makati mangeny marubango kuondegi unwe manetedo koro kawuono gimokela ka en manani abiagone family mar Otieno nyango pole kendo ambelit na hinya my demonstratory mananinde nane southern side mondi kanyono kanyo mananinde jakom kawuono raka mundakel mosmare abiro gi wuonwa Tari Buru Odinga an adopted sad mar Raila Odinga gi mama Aida Odinga. What we are telling you is that the direction the country is going right now is something everyone can see for his eyes, because everything is going good, especially with the people who deal with the import and export. Since we deal with gold and petroleum, we really monitor the dollar. And since the president came in, the dollar is stable, the market is stable. We are really thankful to this government. And this has happened. I think you know the reasons this happened. It is because of Raila Amolo Odinga. When the government was wiggling, Raila came in and stabilized it. And Baba has given us direction that until 2027, we are here fully supporting this government. Tutai support serikali ya Ruto kwa mbivu na mbichi. Tuko na rais mpaka dakika ya mwisho. Ikifika 2027, Baba atatuambia direction ni wapi. Na mimi natumai hata ikawezekana labda flag bearer wa serikali yetu wa 2027 anaweza kuwa ni ODM ticket na William Ruto. Inshallah. Asanteni sana.
Condolences to the family of Hon Dalmas Otieno Nyango. I join you in mourning and saying goodbye to your beloved son, husband, and father. I am with you in spirit, the family, and the people of the entire Rongo constituency, whom are able you represented in Parliament. I've had a chance to interact with the Honorable Dalmas Otieno in competitive politics and in government. I can testify that he was a passionate defender of what he believed in, and also a person, and diligent worker who believed in results. My eyes are failing me. My eyes are failing me, so Salah, Ochilo, can you come and complete?
I admired his belief in business as a means for job and wealth creation, and shared his vision of government, especially the public service, as a potential enabler of both public and private sectors. That is why, under the Grand Coalition government, we appointed him to the Ministry of Public Service. This community and the country has lost much in his death. My thoughts and prayers are with the family at this time of grief. It is my hope that you will draw strength in the many good deeds that he leaves behind. God grant you peace. Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, EGH, October 1st, 2025. May God bless you. Ber kose ok ber. Donge wuoro kaka Dalmas ne lich. Awinjo ni kababo wacho ni left to left. Kowacho ni Dalmas lich kose ok lich. Bas, babo wacho. Koro wagik kama wachopo jogo matimo neno mogik. Niko na praise and condolences ya Homa Bay. Niko na condolence kutoka hapa Migori from our own Junaid Sheikh Nur Mohammed. We also have condolence kutoka kwa Mama Aida Betty Odinga Daktari. Dalmas oyuagi kose ok oyuagi. Dalmas nyasi ne ber kose ok ber. Bishop emobiro. Kwa hayo machache na mengi nataka kumwomba Your Excellency the Prime Cabinet Secretary. For many who do not know, His Excellency was also the Vice President at one time in Kenya, and he is the right person to be here. He served with Dalmas. He also was a prolific member of Parliament at his time. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. May God bless you.
Thank you, Governor Otieno. The family of the late Dalmas Otieno Onyango, the clergy who have steered us today at the service, Governor Ochiloyako, Governor Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, our elder Senator Oboru, all our distinguished legislators, both in Senate and in the National Assembly, and in our county governments, all friends, relatives, and friends and well-wishers of Dalmas and the people of Migori and Rongo, Hamjambo. Before I go too far, I wish to convey the message of condolence from His Excellency President William Ruto, who would have loved to be here, but sometimes matters of state can divert him at short notice. But at the same time, he participated with the family, with the relatives and with the friends, bringing us to this far, And he told me that after the funeral, he also looks forward and he'll be waiting to have a session with the family of Dalmas Otieno in Nairobi so that they can talk a little more. And this he will do as soon as the mourning of funeral rites have been done. He'll be waiting to have a conversation. I also wish to convey condolences of the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Masiko Wetangula. Parliament was in session, and therefore he could not leave because he has to continue chairing the sittings of Parliament. So let me read the message. Kenya has lost a visionary and impactful leader. I have lost a true friend, an exemplary role model. Waziri Dalmas Otieno distinguished himself as a patriot who served his country with honor, integrity, and unwavering distinction. He was progressive in thought, diligent in action, and a tireless champion of the transformation of Migori and of Kenya as a whole. There can be no doubt that Dalmas Otieno was a statesman of rare caliber, a man whose enduring ideas and principled leadership will continue to inspire generations, especially those entrusted with the sacred duty of public service. At this extraordinarily painful moment, our thoughts and prayers are with his family and with the people of Rongo who shared in his life of service. Rest in peace, Waziri Dalmas Otieno. Signed, William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya. Before I make a few remarks of my own, let me also convey my personal condolences to the family of Dalmas Otieno, and also condolences from my wife, Tessie, who was also a friend of the family of Dalmas Otieno. We are truly honored to be part of your life and to bid farewell to a very good man. When you are engaged in Nairobi after his passing away, unfortunately, I was out of the country in New York for the United Nations General Assembly meetings, but the governor, Ochilo Ayako, sent me messages and told me what would be happening, and I told him, God willing, I will join the people of Rongo on the final day. So I am here to pay my last respects. Dalmas alikuwa muungwana, alikuwa mwanasiasa thabiti, na hata ndio kwa sababu akaita hiyo benki yake thabiti. He was tall, he was solid, and he was tall in every sense of the word. Dalmas was a very intelligent individual. Mimi niliingia kwa bunge nikiwa na miaka 28 na nikapata Dalmas pale. Na debate zake kwa bunge zilikuwa za kusisimua. Alikuwa anachambua maneno kweli kweli. Anatoa fikira zake kwa miswada mbalimbali kwa njia inayofaa na kwa njia ya hekima na kuonyesha barabara. Mimi nataka niwaambie kwamba kwa bunge watu huingia, wengi huingia, lakini wachache huacha jina la maana kwa Hansard. If you go to the archives of Parliament, you will find that Dalmas was one of the very proficient contributors in parliamentary debate, virtually on every topic. And to get yourself on Hansard, it's not easy. Professor Nyang' Nyong'o here has put his name on the Hansard. Oburu has put his name on the Hansard. Raila has put his name on the Hansard. So has Ochilo. So has MUSALIA Mudavadi. So has William Ruto. But I'm telling you, there are some members of parliament wanapeleka tu mwili huko. Mchanga. Kwa sababu hawana fikira ya kusema watatoa nini kwa niaba ya wale ambao waliwachagua ama namna gani. Kwa hivyo tunaomboleza mmoja wa wale wabunge ambao amehudumia sana taifa letu. Jambo la pili, nilikuwa nakaa hapa na Governor Ochilo, na nilikuwa tunazungumza kidogo, na sasa ndio nikagundua kumbe huyu Ochilo na Mrs. Ochilo na Dalmas, kumbe they were relatives. Sasa wakati siasa ilikuwa ikivuma hapa Rongo, haungejua hawa watu ni jamii. So I'm amazed. But what that tells you is that even, and this speaks volumes to the community of the people of Rongo and to people here, that you can be so passionate in the debate, in your quest, in having different opinion, but at the end of the day, we are one people. Ochila Yako, I respect you because you shocked me today. Hii mambo ni ajabu. Unajua constituencies wakati mnakuja kwa by-election ama kwa election, kulikuwa na constituencies mnauliza na kwa ule nani alipata, na huko nani alipata. One of the competitive constituencies that we used to look for at that time was Rongo. And Dalmas contributed to that intense competition and recognition of Rongo, together with Ochilo Yako, and together with you as the people of Rongo. Finally, he served very well in the government. The way Oburu has read in his statement, his condolence from Raila, that was the truth about Dalmas. Kama amemua anataka afanye kazi, he would do it without any reservations. Very dedicated, a good man. Sasa, hapa. Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga, Tinga, Baba, wameshikana, wanafanya kazi na Mheshimiwa William Samoei Ruto. Sisi kama Wakenya tujue kwamba hiyo hali yao ya kufanya kazi pamoja ni statement kubwa sana ya kuhakikisha kwamba kuna uthabiti na taifa letu litakuwa thabiti katika eneo hii ya bara la Afrika. It is an important statement about bringing people together, even after intense competition, tuheshimu viongozi wetu kwa sababu wameweka taifa letu la Kenya mbele ili maendeleo yaanze kupatikana. Let us work with them. Let us pull together. Let us ensure that their vision for Kenya is not destroyed. We shall work together with ODM. Some of us, we cannot hide. Inside our veins, there's also the blood of ODM. So we must work together. Lazima tufanye kazi pamoja. Si namna hiyo? Na tujenge Kenya. Kwa hivyo nataka tu niwasihi kwamba let us move together as we do that. We want our leaders, and I'm so happy when I see a young man like Atandi here, who is the chair of the budget committee. I also saw the senator who is the chair of the transport committee in Senate. I want to encourage you as our leaders in parliament, which is now key in resource allocation. Please put your spotlight so that there is equity and fairness in the resource allocation in the entire country, because Bwana Tandi and the others, I'm sure when you look at what was happening with some of your predecessors, it is shocking that resource allocation was terribly skewed to the detriment of other parts of the country. So I want to encourage Atandi, as chair of the budget committee, and others in parliament, Please look at Kenya holistically so that Kenya can progress, because we are all equal, we are all one nation, and we must work together without leaving any section of the country behind. So kama mwenyekiti, fanya kazi namna hiyo na iwe sawa. Finally, hii ni mambo ya ajabu tu. Nimekaa pale nikaangalia Oburu Odinga. Nikasema, lo, this time, this is when he has taken the full image of his father, Jaramogi. Kabisa, he's the chip of the old block. Kama angepewa mewani, wakati alikuwa angesoma, I think everybody would have thought Mzee Jaramogi is the one on the podium. The resemblance is striking. But I say so because Jaramogi was one of our founding fathers, and he also laid a foundation. And it's on those shoulders of theirs, kwa mabega yao, ndio sasa sisi tunasimama tukienda mbele. Kwa hivyo, kama ndugu na dada wa hapa, tukimsindikiza ndugu yetu Dalmas Otieno kwa jamii, we say farewell, fare thee well, our dear brother. You did your bit, we shall do ours, and may God rest your soul in eternal peace. Asante sana.
Tuwe tulivu. Father Boniface will pray for us and direct us according to the wish of the family and of the church. Karibu, Father.
Basi ningeomba kwa heshima ya Honorable Dalmas Otieno, I request all the VIPs present, just be patient where you are. Don't move even a little bit until we have the family that will go with the casket reach the casket, because we are here for Mzee Dalmas Otieno. Security, please note that. Your family, Madegi Gasket, wadhiuru, waheshimiwa wote, mutulie, musisonge, mpaka wafike kwa casket. Tafadhali, because we are here because of one and only Dalmas Otieno. Security, take note of that. Thank you.
Clear that I stand to oppose these regulations in the report by the committee recommending that we support them. Senator Mofaya knows that I have a lot of respect for him, but I have reasons, Honorable Speaker, why I think that should be the position. I speak as a stakeholder here. I pay over 30,000 shillings every single month, an involuntary deduction that I opposed with all my strength, Honorable Speaker, but was overruled. And therefore, this fund already has my money. Number two, Nairobi City County is perhaps the scene of the largest such construction of the so-called affordable houses. And our people are actually the most affected, Honorable Speaker. The basis of my objection to the recommendation of the committee is twofold. Firstly, it's procedural matters, Honorable Speaker. There is a reason, Secretary, shall time. I am not convinced by the explanation that shall outside of that time. I am not convinced by the explanation that has been given by the committee. It was his responsibility. It is dereliction of duty. This is one of the most prominent projects